This is a video for homework 5, problem 9, and here we are testing the belief that sons are taller than their fathers. So first of all, we have to choose the correct null and alternative hypothesis. A few little hints here. We can eliminate 3 choices already because the null hypothesis, which is your h sub 0 or h naught, is the one that is always the equals to statement. So if I look here, A is a possibility because it has an equal. D, we can say nope. B is a possibility. E is a possibility. C and F both are no's because both of those don't have equals to statements in your H naught. Now the reason we're actually going to choose B is that we want the sons to be taller than their fathers. We want that difference to be greater than 0. Okay, so the difference being greater than 0, if I took the height of a son and I subtracted the height of a father, I should get a number that's bigger than 0. Okay? Now, how do we get this p-value? Really easy to do in StatCrunch. So first of all, you're going to click this little icon to view the data, and then we're going to pull it over to StatCrunch by clicking this little blue icon and clicking Open in StatCrunch. Now, it's important to note that we are finding a hypothesis test for a mean. So we are going to be using the t-statistics. If we were finding for a proportion or for a percentage, we'd be using proportion stats, but here we're using t-statistics. Another important thing to note is that this is matched pair data. One of the samples that's chosen depends on the first sample that was chosen. So if I pick a father that has a son, right, I then have to use his son in the other sample. So these are matched pairs, and that's going to make a big difference in your numbers. So you're going to press Stat, T-Stats, and then click on Paired instead of to sample. Now again, we want the son to be taller than the father, so we want to subtract the son minus the father. So if you look at this little statement here, son minus father. So the first thing we're going to put in is the height of the son. The second thing we'll put in is the height of the father. And we're going to have that be greater than 0. Okay, so height of son, height of father, and change this to greater than. And click compute. So you'll see here we get 0.32, we'll round this to 2, which I believe is what they got over here. And you have your p-value. Now the way that it goes to choose your conclusion is there's a little statement in statistics. If p is low, h null must go. So if p is lower than alpha, a smaller number than alpha, we reject h naught. Okay? So if I look at my p-value, it's 0.322. This is not lower than 0.1. Right? So since this is not lower than 0.1, we're not going to reject h naught. So remember that your statement, your hypothesis statement, is always going to go whether there is sufficient or insufficient evidence to conclude the statement in the alternative hypothesis. So the statement in our alternative hypothesis here is that the difference here is greater than 0, which is that sons are taller than their fathers. So because we are not rejecting h naught, we can't prove it false. We can't prove this equality statement false. There is not sufficient evidence to conclude that sons are taller than their fathers. Okay? If we had rejected that null hypothesis, we would then support the statement in the alternative hypothesis. But here we can't do that. If you have any more questions on this problem, please let me know.